Delarite, my MVVs, welcome. Yes, so my people, it is said that the chicken that digs the ground for food may uncover the knife that will be used to kill it. Yes, so it is not a small something that we are hearing right now. Over the weekend, there was, drama in the palace of the Oni of Ife. Plenty drama, not a small something. We have gotten a report that Oni of Ife issues stern warning. No more palace visit for those stirring division among my sons. You are all hypocrite, calling Ade Miwa double blue blood. Tadenikawo remains my heir apparent. Now, what instituted this drama that happened during the weekends? Maybe sorry, I don't even have the videos, because the truth is that you have to be careful with the way you bring videos in if they are not your videos. So over the weekends, there were this group of women who gathered themselves. They were funded, they gave them money, they bought uniforms and all of that. And they had like three of these women were actually coming from the Gise ruling house, and we had women from other ruling houses. Then they now named, from the Lafogidi, then they now named themselves the Gise wanting. They went to the palace, and when they went there, they actually went to visit Ade Miwa. Is that boy's name Ade Miwa? Ebony's son. They went to go and visit Ebony's son. They were dancing. They were, giving stuff, saying things, praying. They hosted them so well. But, visiting that child to welcome the child into the royal household is not the problem. So many different groups have come to visit, yeah? And they have been so well received and all of that from when everybody came into the palace. But the problem with this is that they went with this chanting song. There were a lot of them were basically saying that the boy is the double prince, that is the heir apparent. They gave him so many blue-blooded, the real blue blood. That was what they were calling him. Now, why women will want to go through, as in why they will want to do this, is what I do not understand, because you do know that apart from Tadenikawo, there is another boy child there who is also son to the Oni of Ife, the boy child from Ebony, okay? Now, you never saw emissaries coming to visit that boy child. Ruling house is sending emissaries to come visit that boy child, okay? No, nothing like that ever happened, okay? They just did the celebration, they welcomed them into the palace and all of that, and that was how they went. People come, personally to greet, to welcome the child and all of that. But since this boy, Ebony's son, came, they have had emissaries over and over coming from the Lafogidi ruling house, and this time they mixed themselves. Lafogidi, Upper Gise. Upper Gise is a faction of the Gise ruling house. You know that this their kingship thing is not a small thing. Now, when Oni of Ife emerged the king, they had 47 princes who came out to contest that position with the Oni of Ife. And most of these princes actually came from the Gise ruling house. Some came from Lafogidi. Others came from other ruling houses to come and contest the position. But Oni of Ife won. And even when Oni of Ife won, there were a lot of people, even from that upper Gise ruling house, that were not in support of the Oni of Ife. And up until today, they have not been in support. They see everything wrong with the way he's ruling. They see everything wrong with the problems the wives are bringing. They see everything wrong with everything that is happening in the palace of the Oni of Ife. And so right now, this group of women, they now came, they're chanting the real blue blood, and, calling the boy the real blue blood and all of that. And, the whole thing has sent a very negative signal of marginalization, signal of, people trying to put discord and all of that. And it was not something that the Oni of Ife liked at all. And he now came out, as we are hearing, if the information is true, that that going forward there will be no more visits. Those kind of visits will never happen again in the palace, because you cannot come to my doorstep and be telling me which child is blue-blooded and which child is not blue-blooded. Oni of Ife sounded a note of warning, and that look, Tadenikawo is his heir apparent, because now, being the heir apparent has been something that people are even confused about. Now, the first child of every ruling house, every king is the heir apparent. The boy is the heir apparent. But there have been these uh, awakening that they are trying to build, like trying to make Oni of Ife know that he's making a mistake, that from the very beginning of time, when you get married to like 7 wives and, one of them is truly a blue blood, okay? As in, the blue blood, the woman blue blood, the man blue blood. When that woman gives birth to a child for you, that child have upper hand over the children that were given birth to by non-blue-blooded women, okay? And so they say in those days, like a very long, long time ago, that they used to do this in Ile Ife. But it's no longer there. Nobody does that. Nobody operates like that again. Like for the last 200 years, that nobody operates like that in Ile Ife again. And it's now that, Ebony has succeeded in marrying the Oni of Ife. They want them to bring that law back, where the blue blood, like the double blue-blooded, will have upper hand over, the single blue-blooded child. And so that is what they have been fighting for. So basically, they said this chanting and this, drama that these women were doing, a lot of people said that they were sponsored into coming in to do that, to chant that, and that they have been able to, sell this idea to a lot of people in Ile Ife, who are saying that, that is how it's supposed to be. Okay, since Ebony came, how come these women didn't come without chanting? The reason why they came without chanting right now is because of that ritual that was done in the palace last week or last 2 weeks concerning Tadenikawo, and the fact that the Tunji trip, Oni of Ife wants to go with Tadenikawo as opposed to going with maybe Ebony and the other son. And so that is why they now paid these women to come and do this caricature that they did. And they said that it's been, so much. Oni of Ife was upset and said that that will never happen. No group of women or men have the right to enter the palace to come and create that level of discord and be calling one child double blue. There is another child, even right now, Tadenikawo may not be living inside the palace, but there is another child inside the palace, the child that belongs to Oletek. That is also a boy, a very cute boy as well, that looks also like the father. And so you cannot just get up one day and now say that, that child doesn't have a place because it's not coming from, a mother that is a princess or was a princess or has a blue blood. Is your child. So what that means is that if Blow had a child now, Ebony and Blow, they would have been at war, because Blow is also a blue blood and Ebony is also a blue blood. Oni of Ife is saying, no, that will never happen. No group has the right to come to my chamber or come to the palace and do this. It will never, ever happen again, warning them and letting them know that Tadenikawo is his heir apparent. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged rumors, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.